Hello, my name is Justin Bright, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program version 1.2.2, in which I am attempting to make Kerbals a multiplanetary species. Material kits and recyclables. I know I have a million of those buckets, so that shouldn't be an issue to material kits and recyclables. This one to this one. Yes. Out. 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 No. No out. You're not kicking the... Oh my god, I've got 10,000 material kits in planetary logistics right now. Planetary warehouse, no. Out. There we go. Not sure why that was the way that it was, but there's a little bit of weirdness with how planetary logistics interacts with containers as you're trying to move. Oh gosh darn it. I didn't like how full this thing was. Okay, turn it off on both. Out. I think it's just, I think what it's doing is it's rebalancing between all material kits containers that are within range, and that's mostly stuff on the same vessel. Who else can take material kits? Anybody else? Do I have anybody else? Anybody? Really? Is that it? That's my entire storage for material kits. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's the one that I'm trying to empty. Gosh darn it. Alright, hold on. We're gonna get this fixed. Where is Jeslyn? Jeslyn, my fixer. My wonderful fixer. She will handle this. There's one over here that is set to organics, which I don't need yet. So let's... are you not going to let me repaint this? There we go. Repaint. Raw materials, refined goods. Is that what I'm looking for? Refined goods? Nope. Where'd my Kerbal go? There she is. Repaint. Equipment. That sounds like a thing. There we go. 11.5 material kits. Let's retract. Deploy. There you go. It rebalances from the whole vessel. And we are going to spit out these material kits. Beautiful. And retract this. Switch back to Jeslyn. Do you have your wrench? Or screwdriver? Yes, she does. You're flying a little bit weird, Jeslyn. Okay, where do I put this? Probably in her pocket. Boom. Question the second. Do I have somewhere a... Do I have another flexitube somewhere? Is the other question. Did I get rid of those? Did I destroy them? Open recycler. Do I have any? I have flexitubes somewhere on this base. The question is where. I discovered that there is something called favor inventory that OSE provides, which allows you to determine exactly where your created bits go. But unfortunately, before I realized that, I've just been placing stuff willy-nilly, and it the bits have been happy to go wherever. So let's see, inventory. Oh, there's some KS ports. That's nice. Oops, that's not anything. In one of these. Ooh, there's 4 of these. Aha! Found it. Okay, so we gotta go over there. Okay, can you not take off? You can't take off. It's too heavy. Well, let's save the game. We're just gonna set it down real nice, real gentle. Don't explode, please. Thank you. Oh, for goodness sake. And that is why you have to be just so careful when you're playing with Kerbal Attachment System. The game doesn't like it sometimes, and things will just randomly explode. Can I maybe? Please and thank you. Get a little closer. Oh, come on. I know that I should be able to attach this here. You just don't like it how far away I am. Come on. Get right nestled up in there. Beautiful. Okay, we're just going to leave that there for the moment, which is fine. Because I have a flexo tube to add, and I think I might shift that a little bit now that I can actually see what the split. Just one, please. In the vain hopes that this isn't going to weigh me down. Oh, look at that, I can still fly. Cool. Yeah, so now that I actually see what this looks like, I'd like to shift this thing a little bit because its position is just a tiny bit janky. Ooh, I'm a little heavy still. Alright, so we are moving over to you. Save my game again. This is why I play with too much weird stuff to play Iron Man, is what I feel. You're making it worse. You're not making this better. Come on, go this way. Oh my lord. Come on. I think I'm stuck on this, on the Hulk constructor at the moment. Let go. Let go. It's okay. I promise. Alright, come on. Little bit closer, a little bit more even. Turn it a little bit. Alright, that will do. Settle. And it bounces, and that's fine. It's got a little bit of clearance on the sides. I just want it to be visually distinct. Like, I don't want it to be clipping inside this storage dome when the drilling begins. Okay. Bottom node, top node, right? I think it's top node. Yes. You can see crew hatch and not this end towards ship, so that is correct. We are attaching yet more drills. Link. Beautiful. Awesome. Cool. Alright. So, that is all set up. Let's now... I can actually blow this thing to bits. Here, why don't you just stay put. Save. I'm a little compulsive, you might have noticed. I would like to control from here. And I would like to decouple, please. Whoa, don't forget your SAS. Alright, and this little probe I'm just going to take apart, I think. I want them material kits. Although maybe I'll save it, we'll see. Maybe I will just leave this thing here for the moment because it's got a little bit of fuel, a little bit of, you know, it's like a little bit of a satellite, kind of, sort of. Not sure what I would use it for, but it's not hurting anybody yet. All right, so let's have Jeslyn. We are just going to jump right back in. Oh, wait, hold on. We have a storage to deploy. Oh wait, no. Deploying of ILMs is done internally to the ship, unlike habitations and agricultural bits and things of that nature. Those are not done like that. Hey, there's a little room over here, sort of. Would that fit? Oh wait, I actually have one right here. What is this? What is this, and why is this not extended? Here, let me grab and move this, and then I'll be right back, because I think I'm not going to be able to fly while I do this. Okay, so let's attach this to the bottom here. Kaboom. Okay, so that's 03, 03. What is that? I don't know what that is. 03 is machinery and material kits and stuff. So I need deploy. So one of those can be that. One of them I want to be organics. Repaint, refueling supplies. Not quite. Agriculture, I think that's the one. Nope. Raw materials, exotic resources, advanced parts, supplies. Oh wait, advanced supplies. I'll bet you that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Deploy! Wait. You are swallowing a Kerbal. Alright, let's get you back inside. I can't help but notice that my gosh darn constructor rover is back on its side. For goodness sake. Alright, so we have that all put together, so let's get this deployed. Very good. Got all of our storage all set up. Very nice. So the next thing is I think we just need to get these radiators extended, because I want these just in case we have to get rid of the carbonite distiller at some point. Now we can deploy our metallic ore drills and our hydrates drills. Start drill! Huzzah! Now we're getting some metallic ore. And hydrates. Very exciting. So we actually have hydrates drills over here, 1 gypsum and 2 hydrates over here, my little ME100s. Not sure if I should keep using these, or, I mean, I guess they're not hurting anything, so. I could switch one of them to, I could switch 2 of them to gypsum, and then I could have 3 separators worth actually working on gypsum. But I have so much that I haven't felt it to be necessary. Like, I have 25,000 units of gypsum in planetary storage, as well as 18,000 fertilizer, so don't see a huge need, I suppose. Alright, the fuel tanker is all full up, which is very cool. Minty station probe, that would be this guy here, which is fallen over and broken. Nope, not broken with a solar panel. That's nice. Yeah, finally up to about 500 supplies on Minty station, which is nice. Because that says it's just 4 days, but we're producing supplies at a pretty breakneck pace at this point. And actually, now that I think about it, the whole point of bringing this whole thing down, this, in addition to these 2 drills, one for metallic ore, one for hydrates, the metallic ore is going to be necessary for later. That's something that I'm just planning on pushing out into planetary logistics for my other base. So we're not worried about metallic ore. What we are worried about is hydrates. Hydrates allows us to make, here, go away. Hydrates allows us to make water here in the Tundra Agricultural Support mod. Water and organics, which I have brought on board here. Deploy. There it is. Up. Cool. All right, we're all evened out. So we're creating water from hydrates at a pretty breakneck speed. So if we look over here, we actually have tons of water, like a huge amount of water. That, like, wow, that's actually producing water incredibly quickly, as well as metallic ore. I'm very excited about that. So we have stuff. And so what can we do with water and organics, as well as fertilizer, and that's it, I think. Let me see. It's organics, fertilizer. Let me just check. Let me check my flowcharts, because oh goodness, there is flowcharts. So what I have here is hydrates becomes water. Gypsum becomes fertilizer. So I have that. Water and fertilizer and substrate, which is coming in, hopefully, from... I have a little bit of substrate, but that's just kind of a little leftover amount. There's none coming in yet from our additional drills up in the mineral band. But substrate, water, fertilizer, and a little bit of organics allows us to do two different things. One, it allows us to cultivate, which creates supplies, I believe. Let me see. Stop cultivate. Start cultivate. Stop cultivate. Where are my numbers? Organics. Agriculture. Missing organics. You're not missing organics. Do I need it in this particular thing? I mean, I guess that would make sense, actually. So we slowly transfer the organics down to the agriculture module. I would really hope that that should be able to flow from other places on the ship. Maybe that's not... Maybe it can't come from that flat container tank is the issue. So let's just move this into here. There we go. So now that's in that container, and this is a big container full of machinery, which I also need to use. So let's make sure, basically, let's make sure everything's topped up on machinery. So machinery is used to determine if things, the efficiency of parts. It's used to determine like all of the different equipment and pieces and bits inside of a, inside of all the different modules, like how to put it, like an agricultural module that doesn't have any machinery in it would be one that doesn't actually have any like farming equipment or pots or lights or things like that. It represents a large amount of mass is the constraining factor. It's used to say like, okay, well, you can send up this empty shell, but you're also going to send up the equipment separately, and it allows you to send things up in like big flat pack boxes and things, which is very handy. And it looks like I'd forgotten to put machinery in a lot of my pieces of equipment. Like these, no, these ones are my old ones, so these I did not forget. This was kind of deliberate. But this is gonna vastly improve my my efficiency of creating all kinds of stuff. Slowly, unfortunately. Okay, so I've topped up everything on machinery, which is very nice. I have a lot of it in this module, so that should keep us in good shape for a good long time, I think. And it'll allow us to turn on my greenhouses. Greenhouses. So the way that I've had this explained to me is each efficiency part, basically you calculate your total amount of mass of that type of converter. So each one of these counts as however much mass this is. against the one thing that is actually doing the conversions, or the number of things that are actually doing the conversions. And thusly and therefore, having a whole bunch of them allows you to increase the productivity across the board. So we have that, and going back to my checklist, we have water, we have a little bit of substrate. I'm going to have to work on getting that in, but we can get this started. We have fertilizer being created over here, water being created here. We have mulch and substrate coming in, and that is going to allow us to do two things. Cultivate at 7,245%. Is going to, I believe, be the one that creates more supplies, I think. And then agriculture is the one that creates organics. Let me see, hold on a second. Stop. Yes, that's right. So organics, you have to have a seed crop, and then you can actually create more of it through the agriculture converter, which takes the same exact stuff as cultivate, which I believe is a more efficient way to create supplies out of nothing, or out of mined resources. So cultivate takes things, only things that you can get out of the ground, as opposed to agroponics, which is what I've been using up to now, which requires mulch, which basically makes it kind of a long form recycler. So that means that we now have all three types of processes for creating, or both processes for creating supplies, and we are creating new organics. And organics are going to be used in a couple of our more advanced chains. So that is very good that we got that started. All right. And welcome to the launch of the Fast Shuttle. 3, 2, 1, launch. So this thing is actually quite a bit beefier than it needs to be. We've got 3 mainsail cores, and they asparagus in towards the center one that is going to take us all the way up into orbit, just about. And then we have this bonus skipper transfer stage, which we are going to use to get to Minmus in a hurry, without any regard for Delta V, because we want to get there immediately. We want to get to Starlifter Shuttle just about immediately, because they're starving right now, apparently, and have 7 days of habitation. I didn't even think about that. That's my fault. But in general, I wanted to get them there very quickly, because we are actually headed away from our conjunction with Duna. Like, every day that goes by, the transfer window to Duna gets a little bit worse. So we want to get that going just as fast as we possibly can, so that we can make good use of our conjunction and get our first mission out to Duna, manned mission out to Duna, underway. I do believe we have just about everything we need to make this mission happen. We've got lots of hardware headed out towards Duna. We have we have a big mothership with lots of life support and so forth, and I'm going to fuel that thing up before we go. So there's a lot of considerations left to figure out, but getting this second part of the crew out to the Starlifter shuttle and docked and prepared to launch was kind of the last the last thing that's going to take a bunch of time to do, because there's really no way to slice the fact that Minmus is 44 million meters away from Kerbin. So we just need to get this thing headed out in that direction, and then when it gets there, then we can do the final mission assembly and start our Kerbal astronauts on their way. Okay, here we go with the stage separation. Shoom! Send that thing off, turn on this skipper transfer stage, and finish our circularization burn. Or our initial orbit insertion, or whatever you want to call it. We're getting there. So that was just wrapping up our initial ascent. So now we can extend our solar panels, because we do at least have that. And there we have it. We are in orbit, 126 by 126. And now we just need to get out to Minmus, and the interesting thing is I'm doing this with no regard whatsoever for fuel. I have, as you can see, I can look over my numbers a little bit here, 2,432 meters per second on this skipper transfer stage, and another 2,250 on this top stage. We only need a little bit less than 2,000 meters per second to get out to Minmus, like, and back, like, total, including docking, rendezvous, transfer, get into orbit, come back, that whole thing. 2,000 meters per second is probably fine for that. So I screwed up. I hit the spacebar. That's amazing. Alright, back in orbit again, and this time I'm probably not going to accidentally decouple my transfer stage as I'm talking about it. Sheesh. Okay, so we're headed to Minmus. We don't really care how much fuel we use. I have about 2,000 meters per second more delta V than I actually need on this transfer stage. Very exciting stuff. So let's see just how soon we can get to Minmus. I'm looking for inside of just a couple of days. Yeah, 3 days is probably a good... It's probably pretty good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2.5 days. And I can, by tweaking my arrival and leaving time, and just tweak the numbers a little bit so I can get in close to where the Starlifter shuttle is going to be. Although that's not where I'm actually going first, now that I think about it. We'll be first going to smash this transfer stage into Minmus. What is your deal? There. Yeah, so I'll be... My plan is we are going to burn out. Alright, so as we burn out to Minmus, my plan here is to get out there in as huge of a hurry as I can. So we are going to go on a hyperbolic trajectory. We're not taking a home and transfer whatsoever. We are just blasting off at Minmus as hurriedly as we possibly can. Then I am going to basically put Minmus directly behind us. I am going to empty the 700 or 800 meters per second of delta V that is in this tank to slow back down once we are in Minmus' sphere of influence. That will let us capture, and with the remaining stage, and then we can dock normally as if we hadn't just made an 8-day trip in 3 days. And that way, hopefully, they won't starve to death and run out of habitation, because they only have 7 days total of habitation before they go completely bonkers. And but this will get them there in plenty of time to meet up with Starlifter Shuttle and the wondrous habitation suites within. Alright, so we're just about finished with our maneuver node, so let's actually see how we did. Shoom, look at that. Look at that. That's lovely. So let's see if I can't make this a little bit tighter by playing with my normal vector. Yeah, that'll do. And boop. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so 2 days and 1 hour from now, we will be arriving at Minmus. Alright, so taking a look at the schedule here, we only have two more things now that are coming up in the next couple of days. We have the arrival of the Fast Transport Shuttle and the Starlifter Shuttle Lander, which was our engineer that's going to be coming back down to Kerbin. So we have those two things to deal with, but after that, it's just the assembly of the Duna mission. So we're going to be putting that together, getting that all assembled and ready to go in orbit. And then we will be sending off our first 6 Kerbals on a manned mission to Duna. But that's going to have to start next time. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to leave me a like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next episode.